My name is Sarah Memon, and today I'd like to talk to you guys about one of America's biggest problems, the student loan crisis. When we were kids, it was preached to us that to have a great successful life and money, we were supposed to have a college education. But how is that true when there's $1.56 trillion in student loan debt between 44.7 million American students? Since 2000, in-state tuition has increased by 231%, and out-of-state tuition has increased by 181%. So these have contributed to student loans. For example, UCF costs around $306 per credit hour. In 2000, it would have costed around $102 per credit hour. So obviously that's a lot. So we have to consider implementing a new system, whether it be a system from another country or a new tax system that would help us get more money to help solve this problem. So the problem is with this is that most students after graduating college have their brand new degree and they're starting their new lives, but they're starting it off now with some debt. Right now in America, 11.5% are behind in loan payments. So around 5 million will never be able to pay off their loans, which means they will be having bad credit for the rest of their lives. Trying to get a car, trying to get a mortgage, trying to get a house, everything will be a struggle for them because they're not able to pay off their loans when they don't have the money. And all they're trying to do is work, get a degree so they can have the greatest possible job and greatest possible future for themselves and their family. So as obvious by these numbers, there's clearly a problem here. But other countries such as Germany, Finland, and Norway have implemented a system for free college education. One of the biggest German universities has given 2.7 million students free college education. What this does, it does not only help the students, but it helps the country itself. Because this not only helps the students getting more jobs and opportunities, it helps economic growth because they're smarter and they have more skills and abilities. So this is just one of the strategies that could possibly work out to help a company like Germany. So another idea that we've gotten is from one of our own, Elizabeth Warren. She's the senator of Massachusetts, and she had an idea to pay for 95% of the student loans. She had a plan where only the rich of the rich is going to get taxed 2% more. So people making around $50 million a year are going to get taxed 2% more. In 10 years, this will accumulate over $2.75 trillion in tax revenue. This will help us pay for the student loan debt, and this will really help. But of course, this is just one idea. So all we want to do is just get the ball rolling to an obvious problem. This student loan crisis has accumulated over $1.5 trillion in debt, and which is the obvious problem for students like ourselves, and we need to fix it. Most students after graduating, starting their new lives, will start off with debt. So they will have trouble buying anything or being able to jumpstart their lives. But if we can possibly look into implementing something other countries have done, such as Germany, Finland, and Norway, a system where there could be free education, then maybe we can get something started to help the student loan crisis decrease. Or if we could possibly implement a system that Elizabeth Warren had about taxing 2% of the rich making over 50 million, then that could also help us decrease this big problem that we have. Obviously, these are just ideas, but if anybody could do it, it's us. We could do it better than anybody else in the world. After all, we are the country that put a man on the moon before it was even thought possible. After all, we are people where our inventions have changed human history. It's time for us to be a leader, because we can really do it, but not for anybody else's sake, but for our sakes, for our people, for our future generation, so they can strive, they can have good jobs, and they can be able to go to college without the fear of having to find a way to pay for it right after they get out of college. If we say we're the greatest country, then we have to do something about it, because our future generation really needs this, and I know we can do it. So thank you.